Hi there, this is Amanda Frankel with Our Crafty Playdate, and I haven't seen you in so long, and I apologize for being so absent. It's summer, and I have 4 kids, so summer and 4 kids makes for a pretty chaotic time of year, but it's almost back to school time, which is exciting for parents, not so much for teachers. It's exciting, and I'm excited to get back with you. I have done the family hiking trip, and we've just been keeping very busy this summer. And I've had this made for you for so long, and I wanted to show you tips and tricks and show you how to make it. But you're going to have to bear with me because today I am eating berry Prosecco cotton candy, which is really just 100% sugar on your tongue, which is amazing, but also sugars me up a little. So anyway, this is what we're making today. And let's get started. Everybody has one of those throwback friends, like one of those friends of a certain age that does the whole spiral, that does the tie-dye. This is the perfect card for them. And it's quick and easy. You could crank these out and a lot of fun. You can do some cool things with this stamp. This stamp is called Spiral Die. Spiral die. Here you go. And it is in the annual catalog. You'll find it there. And it is not a sure, like you see these little white spots here. So it's not going to be a solid stamp, as you can see, right? That's okay because tie-dye is that way, right? But you can do some cool things. If you're just making one, you could, color with markers a certain way and make, color right on the stamp with markers and then stamp it and make it look different colored, which is really cool. You can also do that technique where you use I'm zoning out, baby wipes with the re-inker, and then you use that as your ink pad, and so you can have lots of different colors and do kind of a psychedelic thing. That works. We did it in one color because we have some fun colors going on here, and so I'm going to get started. We are using a white card base. It's just a standard card base that I don't know if I cut in advance for you. I didn't, of course. All right, let me cut it real quick. Actually, not a bad lesson, right? With a standard card base, all you're going to do is take your normal 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, and it is the basic white, and then line it up on the 5.5 inch mark. So it's 11 across. So 5.5 is right in the middle. Slide and cut, and that's it. There you have 2 card bases. I'm going to set this aside so I can lose it later. And I am going to go ahead and give this a fold. Oh, sorry, you probably got my hair there. And give it a little fold and have that card base ready. Okay, my next thing, this layer right here is called Parakeet Party. So the colors we're using are Tahitian Tide, Parakeet Party, and Gorgeous Grape. And we're only using Gorgeous Grape in the ink and a little bit in the paper. We're not using it in the main part of the card, but you'll see it just really makes it pop. Parakeet Party is a lot like, if you guys remember, Lemon Lime Twist, which we have again. They are similar colors, but this one is actually a tiny bit brighter. I remember when Lemon Lime Twist came out and I was like, ooh, that's so bright. But this is brighter, and quite frankly, I might be in love. I'm just going to tell you that straight up. So we're using that piece, and that piece is just your standard panel. So it is, this card right now is, 5.5 across, and it's by 4 1/4. So this is going to be 5 1/4 by 4. So it's just a standard normal panel. So I'm going to set that aside. We're not gluing anything yet. Don't glue anything yet. All right, and now we're going to go ahead and stamp this panel. This white piece that we have, it is exactly just 1/4 of, did I cut that one? It is exactly 1/4 of an inch smaller than the Parakeet Party panel. So if this one is 5 1/4 by 4, this one is 5 by 3 3/4. Okay, you want it to kind of line up like that. And in order to get this right, I'm going to just kind of center it on here. I know that I want it to stamp like this. I'm using, by the way, my Stamparatus. We do not sell them anymore. We don't have them anymore. I'm really sorry because it's such a great tool. You do not need a Stamparatus to use the big stamps. You really don't. If you are going to do it without a Stamparatus, you're going to need a really big block. right? We have them in the catalog made specifically for this size stamp. You're going to put this on. And then what I would do is, this part is the same. You have to ink the stamp. So you're going to do it this way, pad to stamp. Instead of doing the stamp onto the pad, you're going to do pad to stamp. And then if I did not have a Stamparatus and I was using a big block, I would just lay this ink on top of here, this paper on top of the ink, and then rub it. And then it would transfer onto my paper. But since I do have the Stamparatus, why not use it? I'm just going to center that as best I can. I put a little temporary adhesive on there. It just kind of holds it in place. The reason that I do like the Stamparatus, and that if you have it, you really should use it. I'm going to slide this around. The reason that you should use it if you have it is A, you can mass produce cards. But B, if I don't like this image when I open it up, which I don't love right here. I don't think it inked really well, maybe. So I can just re-ink that area if I wanted. This is not going to move, and I can stamp right back down on top of it. And now I'm just going to rub that area a little bit better. So this thing is just like this is so crazy. It's like an air hockey. It's made for stamping. It's not something that we carry. It's just something that I kind of found. But you can, if you have an air hockey table in your house, you know what to steal, because that works really well for pressure. Oh yeah, that's great. Okay, so this is my spiral here, and it's ready. It looks really dark compared to this, but it's going to lighten up as it dries, I promise. Even if it didn't, it would be super cool. All right, that is the only Tahitian tide we are using. So I'm going to close it so that I only get one finger in it. Good. And now this, I love this stamp set. This is the Biggest Wish. I use it all the time. I usually use it this way, where I kind of stamp one word on top of the other, but they're good freestanding. Hello is good, friend, thanks. All good freestanding, really fun to do on top of each other. So that's what we're going to do today. I put one on one side of the block. That's the hello. And the friend is on the other side of the block. I will tell you that friend looks the same upside down as it does forward. So you really have to look through your block to make sure you're doing it right. We are going to use a little bitty piece of paper. So the green, or the purple, is Gorgeous Grape. And it is 2 5/8 by 1 6/8. It's not 6/8. Sorry, 1 5/8. Okay, so it's 2 5/8 by 1 5/8. And then this is just a hair smaller. So it is 1 1/2 by 2 1/2. So that makes sense. And it's just so that you get a little bit of a frame of the purple around your white. Now, you do have to be kind of careful when you stamp this where you're going to place it so that everything fits on here. We are using Parakeet Party, as I told you. That matches the panel that we're using, and that's what our hello is going to be. So I'm going to ink that up. This, by the way, is it is photopolymer. So I'm going to go ahead and stick my mat in there. Just gives you a little bit of a better image when you're using the clear photopolymer stamp set. And I'm going to go way up. I've got hair everywhere. I need a ponytail. I need a ponytail today. I'm going to go way up and in the corner and do hello. I'm going to give it a second to soak in. Good. And now I'm going to put that away because I don't need it again. And now you can see how fast this card really, really is. You had to watch me cut stuff in tubes also. But okay, this is the purple, which is Gorgeous Grape. Gorgeous Grape matches this, right? The beauty of Stampin' Up! Is it matches each other. And I'm going to go down in the corner, but on top of the hello with this. And I'm just going to make sure that my F doesn't hang off the bottom of my white paper. Give it a second. Lift, and it looks like that. How cute is that? Okay, it is also looking really dark, but I promise it lightens up as it dries. So don't panic when you first see how dark everything is. It's awesome. You're going to love it. Okay, I can go ahead and layer and glue these. That will work for me. Let's see if I have an open glue that I haven't clogged because I have been away for so long. I come down and I find the lids off glue and I think, oh my goodness, what am I going to do now? There we go. All right, so more glue than I normally would use, but that's okay. I'm going to put this on there and set it aside. And I'm going to glue these panels together, but I'm not going to glue them on top of my white because I do want my ribbon to go under the green panel. See that? So I'm going to go ahead and glue these 2 layers together. So normally you just want to do kind of get all your edges and then do a quick zigzag in the middle. And that's very little glue, but it's going to hold it. So don't go crazy with your glue or you will get a mush. You will get a mushy card. All right, so I'm going to put those together. And now I need to attach my ribbon. My ribbon is this. It is so fun. It is Parakeet Party also. And it is metallic. It is this metallic ribbon. I don't even know how to explain it. It's kind of a trim more than a ribbon. It fringes quite a bit, which is good. We need fringe in a minute. We are going to wrap it. I don't want to go all the way around. Some people go all the way around and tie a knot. I'll show you 2 reasons why I don't want to do that. One, it wastes all the backside of the ribbon, right? So you want to save that ribbon because you got a couple funky friends and they're all going to want this card when they see it. So that's one reason. And the other reason is, well, I'll show you the other reason when I get there because I'm not quite there. Oh, sorry, need my scissors. So when you buy your snips, they come with a little blade guard, and I hope you're really saving those and putting those back on your scissors when you get them. And the way to make sure is the big knob. See, there's a little knob. There's the big knob, goes in the hole. Keep them like that. It'll keep them sharp all the way to the very, very tip. These are sharp all the way to the very, very tip. So you want to make sure you're protecting your surfaces. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put this on before I do the rest of the trim. And when I do that, I am going to use dimensionals. It doesn't matter if you're using little pieces or whole ones or whatever you're using. The important thing is don't put the dimensionals right where the trim is. So go to the top and the bottom. And I like to build like a little channel. So I do this. I do bottom and that could be the top. I don't know. I flipped it over. Here's another little piece. We'll do this. And now I have built a channel where that ribbon is going to go. It's not as big a deal with this kind of ribbon, but it's a really good habit to get into because when you're using the bulkier ribbons and you're doing something like this, when you put this on dimensionals on top of it, it'll kind of teeter-totter on your ribbon. This is going to lock it down and it also holds your ribbon kind of in place. So I'm just going to stick that on there like that. And now I'm going to attach this to my card base because it's already wrapped. I just have to do my tie. And so I'm just going to put, like I said before, glue around the edges like that. And then a little zig. And to make sure that it's not going to be upside down, which it would have been because I had it in my hand upside down. I'm just going to center that and glue it. And that's done. And now I'm going to add the thing. Now this little tie, I wanted it to look like one of those 60s belts that we had. Some of us had. Maybe you didn't have because you're probably younger than me. But we had these belts that had these fringes on them. Mind you, I was born in 67, so I had them. But I didn't have them till the 70s and they were already out. All right, I'm going to tuck this under to make my knot. I'm going to tuck this under like this. Come down over my finger with the rest of it. You notice that I haven't cut it off the spool yet. I do that so that I'm going to tuck this through here. I do that so that both of the ribbon legs are down. If I do it differently, if I don't manage the tuck there, then one leg will be up and one leg will be down. And I want them both to be down, hanging down like this. And I'm going to cut it off. I don't know, here. Does it look good to you? I'm going to tighten it. You have to tighten this pretty tight. The second reason I was telling you about the ribbon to wait is because now, the reason you don't want to go all the way around now, I can move this wherever I want. I'm not locked in where I tied that knot, and inevitably it's going to have one leg over my sentiment, and I don't want to do that. Okay, now I'm going to open the fringe. I'm going to fringy fringe my very cool belt that I would have worn in the early 70s. Probably when I was young. I was probably the most stylish kid in kindergarten. All right, so I wanted to open up the fringe, make it fringy. It fits the motif There you go. This would be a great birthday card. So you could do hello friend, happy birthday, thanks friend. You can mix and match. It's great. 2 stamp sets and you are done. You didn't need any dies. You just needed your trimmer. So this is a quick one for on the go. Thank you very much for stopping by. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator of your own, I would love to be yours. Just, I will list everything below that I used so that if you want to order it, you can just click right on that link and my store 24/7 can help you out there. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.